Winter is coming, and that means all those herbs outside need to come inside, especially the delicate ones like tarragon. In this video, you're going to learn how to harvest it, preserve it, 5 recipes to use it, and the benefits. Welcome, I'm Sherry Traxler with Vireo Life, author of Go Forward, 28 Days to Eat, Move, and Enjoy Life God's Way, and the podcast host of Real Wellness. This episode is all about eating, especially tarragon. So I'm going to put on my gardening hat, take you outside, show you how I harvest it, summer versus when we're getting ready to bring it in for the winter. And then we'll come back in here and I'll show you how to process it and tell you about 5 of my favorite recipes. Let's go. Now, basket in hand, we're going to harvest the tarragon. I'm going to flip the camera to show you what I'm doing. During the summer when I'm cutting tarragon to use, I'll just cut off the ends. But when I'm cutting it end of season to be able to use throughout the winter and store, which I'm going to show you how to do in a few moments, we go all the way to the bottom of the stems. Even though we're not going to save this part, it's just easier to harvest this way. The harvest is in now, and as you saw outside, because my particular tarragon, I don't know honestly if all tarragon grows this way, but it spreads out all on the ground, which means I need to wash this first before we freeze it and use it in recipes. A lot of herbs that grow upright, I don't wash before I use them. But this, after being on the ground, yeah, we're gonna do that. Well, that was messy, and here's why. All of these long stems that have to be cut off anyway, probably would have been better if I cut them off before washing them, but I didn't, so I'll do it when they're kind of wet. What you need now, if you have it, is a salad spinner, and just put these down in there. If you don't have a salad spinner, then you can just set them out to dry for a little bit longer. How do you store this amazing smelling herb during the winter? Very simple, you freeze it. Now, you may have heard online, if you've read anything about this, you don't want to dry it. And there's a reason for that. All of this amazing sweet smell, it loses its flavor when it's dried. It's not even sauteed in butter or olive oil, it's not going to bring it back out like a lot of herbs do. So you simply, after you've rinsed it if you need to, you let it completely dry with the salad spinner or just then out on some towels. Then pack it into, well, not pack it, more just simply put it into Ziploc bags, several of them once they've dried. Get all the air out, roll it up, seal it up, let it stay in your freezer for about a week, and at that point you can take off the leaves. They're pretty much going to fall off at that point. And if you're scared of them turning black or brown, I have not found that. They might turn a little bit in the freezer, but if you've processed them this way, they really don't do that, but make sure they're fully dry before you put them in the freezer. Then you can use them in recipes all winter. So let's talk about those recipes. Okay, I admit it, I cheated. I stopped the video, I went outside to my garden because I wanted to get lemon thyme. This is so good with tarragon. Lemon thyme is a little bit more strong in flavor, so it's going to overpower the tarragon if you keep an equal amount. So I use a little bit less lemon thyme, a little bit more tarragon in stuffing it into chicken when you're baking a chicken, putting it on top of a chicken breast if you're cooking a chicken breast. In a few minutes, I'm going to show you how I do this with salmon because we're making salmon for dinner tonight. You can also put tarragon, either fresh or frozen, into stews and soups and stocks. It's really, really good sauteed with mushrooms, which I'm also going to do tonight. And just like it goes on chicken and baked in the oven, it also goes great in chicken salad. Just chop it up with those, the traditional pecans and grapes, or just a little bit of tarragon in there. The tarragon's now dry, so it is time to cook. The salmon, 6 fillets plus some mushrooms that I'm going to saute. We need a half a tablespoon of lemon thyme and about 2 tablespoons of the tarragon that I'm going to dice. Cover it with olive oil. Let that infuse for a few seconds. Then I'm going to save some of it on the side to do the mushrooms, and the rest I'm going to brush on the salmon. You want to infuse the herbs into the oil so that every bite of the salmon gets the flavor. Oh, it's so good. While the salmon is cooking, I might as well go ahead and stuff the Ziploc bags with the tarragon and get all that air out. Rolling it up. All the air is out, and it is now sealed and ready to go in the freezer for about a week. Well, I just had a surprise. When I put the tarragon in the freezer, I didn't realize I had not used all of my tarragon, frozen tarragon from last year. So you get to see what the tarragon looks like frozen. If you hear those stories about, oh, it turns black, it turns nasty, nope, it is still green. It's a little bit icicled because it's been in the freezer so long, but yeah, it's still perfectly good to use. So now I'm going to have plenty of tarragon this winter. It is time for me to stir the mushrooms, cook those in the tarragon and the lemon thyme, and then get the rest of dinner on the table. Go enjoy that tasty tarragon. Thank you so much for being here. Remember to subscribe and let me know in the comments, what are some other herbs that you would like to know the benefits of, how to harvest, how to use? I would love to share those with you. Until next time, find your path and fulfill your potential.